The following program is brought to you in Hollywood 10 color on Hollywood 10. Live on tape from County Cork, Ireland, Hollywood 10 presents Fran Summer Replacement Special.
An innocent summer replacement program on a Wednesday night.
Oh, take me home!
But virtual travel reporters have uncovered a scandal that nearly brought down the network that hosted Fran's Summer Replacement Special.
Nearly brought down the network. Brought down the network.
On a special edition of Virtual Travel Reporter.
Fran will be back in a moment after this message from Virtual Airways.
Get up, get out, go away. It's time to get out of town or move out of state. Get out of the country before it's too late. So tell us where you want to go.
You can go to Vancouver,
Just half an hour from Washington State.
or Cork in Ireland.
Where the lassies are lovely and the whiskey is great.
Tierra del Fuego.
Tierra del Fuego, your best getaway go. So when people say go, let's all go where they go. When it's nearly too late to even care. Go Virtual Elegant, Virtual Elegant, Virtual for me.
Well, the first thing we said was, why Ireland? And then we're doing some other show.
It's the double R.
Insolvent and paying their people. And Cork Island decided of all places that they could advertise on Hollywood10 network and pitching it as though it's a Fran returns home to Ireland. And I told them that I have no family or no people in Ireland. And now or any the other time. I'm a Duckworth, and what that's worth, and I'm proud of it. This is take 2 of that. Somewhere in an office in New York, there's a piece of paper that says, on no program of the Hollywood 10, this is some long-dead executive, made a rule that no woman with child could appear on their air. I don't need to tell you what fuss we put up about that, but time was running short, and it was go to Ireland or go.
And with that, they went.
Prop boys thought that I was swell. There was never a time when there wasn't a mylar balloon or a piece of topiary. There was a bagpipe outfit. There must be a photo of it somewhere. So they said, run along, dear. You're doing the special in Ireland, and you're doing it next month. The 3 weeks that there's any kind of sky or sun in that wretched place.
But no amount of cover could disguise Fran's obvious contempt for Irish people and their homeland.
It's still a bit of a mystery as to why the show only aired once, not even live, and in the dead of summer when there was a blackout on half the East Coast, and its dreadful failure led in some small way to everything that came since, from the Franduck show to Fran to Franny and Cher to the Franny Bunch to, all of the drama that came later, the Aaron Spelling stuff, and finally to this day, our production company continues to license over 300 hours of material weekly.
Pardon my finger, what is it doing there?
Can you keep those fingers to yourself? They're shooting off like
The muscle, it's the opposite of hell. It's a heavenly day when we're heaving our way down the river.
They offered me a cameo on one of the early episodes of the Tubulards. Since I was there, I took it, but of course the period of time that was going on, they wanted me to be some sort of a schlubby housewife, and I wasn't going to do that, so I worked down a little musical number with Timmy here, and I think it came off nicely.
County Cork, in your spoon, your knife and fork. Let's go eating our way every next holiday, far from the USA. On the narrow dial, they come up to you and smile till you've had quite enough.
Not that I have a hit song, but there are a couple of songs people know that we did on the Love Barge, and a big favorite is Hank the Hangover Man.
That soup can set you straight from Gibraltar to Milan. You won't find it in the cafes, cannot buy it in a can.
Listen for the whistle.
I will label you some soup from my mobile sidewalk stand.
Yeah, there goes Hank, the Hangover Man.
He's this little man who goes from city to county to burg to township with his bubbling pot of soup. It's some soup in a big brass kettle that cures a hangover. So we needed a guest star, of course. Hollywood 10 needs its guest stars. Rhett Wayland and Madam and, I don't know, I think Alice Ghostly was with us. But Hank...
How did you ever get command of a ship?
Henry Fonda was not going to do our show.
I saw something last night that just about knocked me out.
There's this young actor, Hank Azaria, who went on to many animated voices.
Hey, is there a butts here? See more butts? Hey, everybody, I want to see more butts.
But one of his first comedy variety special appearances was on Fans. Sorry, praise with
There's something very special in the salty soup he sells. But getting him to Ireland was a fresh descent to hell. His name is Hank.
You can take that to the bank.
Yes, you can.
Hey.
Hank Azaria is our special guest. La la.
One day, out of nowhere, we get a call from the mayor's office, the mayor of Cork, and we were invited over and fawned over, and it was lovely, and they didn't know who we were anymore, that we knew who they were, but he was just such a warm host and so welcoming. And you knew that you'd only be here for a few days, but he'd be the mayor of that dreadful little town for as long as he could stand it. Just a pest hole. Yeah, sorry, I probably shouldn't say.
You know what you ought to do? Jump in the lake.
Bear Spray Annie, Wednesdays at 9 on Hollywood 10.
Bear Spray Annie was kind of a frontier medicine woman with this big grizzly bear. I'll never forget him. Horace was his name, and he was just a big teddy bear was what he was.
This here is Sheba. She's a purebred. Of course, Roland is around here somewhere. Oh, there you are.
Bear Spray Annie, she's a tracking down that bear. In every nook and cranny, she's a looking for its lair.
You know what you ought to do is put down that gun.
Go down, Bear Spray Annie. Go down and get that bear. Go down, Bear Spray Annie. Go down and get that bear.
What you ought to do is donate that kidney.
Of course, a lot of people remember Bear Spray Annie.
It's getting late, Jim.
Kept us busy for a while, about 6 years on network, and then much later, 3 years with Aaron Spelling, and then, of course, the animated series. So Bear Spray Annie definitely was a rude little girl who'd walk up to anybody and say, you know what you ought to do.
What you ought to do is think of what is right for the people of Grizzly Gulch. You know, what you ought to do is come down off of that ledge slowly and carefully.
And it became a kind of a thing for a while.
Mr. Gorbachev, you know what you ought to do is tear down that wall.
People would walk up to you. They'd walk up to me anyway. I was Bear Spray Annie, and people still come up to me and say, Bear Spray Annie, you know what you ought to do is buy me lunch, or give me a car. What you ought to do is loosen up.
County
What you ought to do.
County Cork, it's much smaller than New York. There's dog dancing and glory and shellfish galore, and pubs with strange hours and blood on the floor. There's a play or piano for a few euros more. It's a popular Irish heather, the dishes, the weather, the wishes.
You know what you ought to do right now? Is kiss me, you big goofball.
Yes,